I don't have a thing on my face. Nothing that isn't hypoallergenic. Nothing that isn't fragrance-free. Nothing but great Almay color. And Almay's nothing is really something. Intriguing eyeshadows, rich mascaras, luscious lipsticks, all in colors from shy to wild. Almay color, everything you want, and nothing you don't.
I bet you think my favorite bubbly is champagne. Well, surprise. What I really love is Sun Country Wine Cooler. It's a truly marvelous blend of real fruit juice and premium wine. As a matter of fact, it's the best tasting cooler I've ever had. So when they asked me to talk about Sun Country, naturally I accepted. Sun Country. Say, gimme the real juice cooler. They told me I'd be working in fur, but this is ridiculous.
The cooking show for people who don't know how, who really hate it, or just don't care. It's The Cheap Chef.
Hello there, I'm the Cheap Chef, and this is my trusty assistant, Kato. How are you doing this morning, Kato?
Fine, how are you?
It's a pretty nice day. Today we're going to demonstrate some of the things that we can do to help you help yourself around the kitchen. Say your wife's not home, or you don't have a wife, and you're really, up a creek to make your own meal for yourself. First of all, I'm going to show you my favorite thing to do when you really want a nice hot dog without having to pay for it, really paying a whole lot. You get a hot dog. Thank you very much, Kato. I really appreciate that. And you have to wear rubber gloves for this. And I would say not to try it at home, but that, that would just ruin the whole purpose of the show. Okay, so you take the hot dog. Thank you. And see this wire here? The two bare ends on it? You stick one in each end. You got to stick in there real good because you don't want it to come out. And you just go ahead and plug it into a regular wall socket. If it's 220, don't worry about it. You can do this around the world in just about any socket. And we'll plug this in and we'll get back to the hot dog later. When you cook hot dogs with electricity, it makes a lot of bad smell. You got to kind of put it on a plate so it doesn't, get all over the place. And the smell, just don't worry about the smell. And if your lights go out or something, just flip the circuit breaker, because that really shouldn't, make that much difference. The hot dog will cook, I promise you that. For the hot dog buns, we find it's a lot cheaper to use bread, because hot dog buns, they have to mold the bread and stuff, and it's just a whole big, ordeal to use that. So what we do, let me take off these rubber gloves because I just can't stand those things. It's like taking a shower with a raincoat on, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and take off the twist tie for the bread. And for each one of the buns, all you do is you take a piece of bread, and since it's real stale, you fold it in half, and the hot dog fits really nicely inside there. So you put it, it's kind of hard right now because this bread's been sitting out for, God knows how long. So we're going to stick it in the microwave to soften it up. You know how, microwaves really make things taste a whole lot better and soften things up. Would you please stick that in the microwave for me down there? See, we have the microwave down there so we don't have to, monkey with all the stuff on the top of the thing. Also, there's plenty of other things you can do to have with your hot dogs. Beans are very good. The best way I've found to cook beans is to go ahead and stick them in the microwave in the can. You got to open up the can first. Why don't you open up your can, would you, Kato? Open up the can. You got to get these cans like this so you don't have to use too many can openers. Just go ahead and leave the lid popped over like this. Can you open the can, Kato? Yeah, okay. Watch out for that. And just put it in the microwave, in the can, even though, you know how they say in the manuals to go ahead and not put metal in the microwave because it might start doing weird things? Well, don't worry about it, because this is just, you're supposed to be living on your own. You're supposed to be living dangerously. Go ahead and put those in the microwave too, would you? Put it from about 2 or 3 minutes, or, until something happens.
Look at that spark.
Well, see, you got to watch out for the sparks. Just stay away from the microwave. If something, happens to short out, everything will be fine. Just call the electrician. He'll find some way to figure stuff out. Also, with your hot dogs and your beans, you might want to try corn chips, cheese puffs, or potato chips. Or we happen to have some corn chips here. It's a lot easier. You know, you can compare. You don't have to buy Frito-Lay brand. You know, you can go ahead and get the 1-pounder stuff, and all you have to do is just go and pick it out and open it up and pour it on the plate, and there you have your meal. We'll just go ahead and save this for later. The cheese puffs I find are real good. You know, because they might make you have some kind of bad problems with your stomach in the morning or anything or something, but wouldn't really want to worry about that. You'll be fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let's have some chips while we're waiting for everything to be all get ready. Have a couple of those, would you? Okay. Let's check on this hot dog real quick. Hot dog's not really doing much. Did you plug that in? Oh, you didn't plug it in? Sorry. Well, see, you got to make sure you plug in the hot dog right away. Otherwise, you're supposed to do everything, so everything's going to, get finished at the same time. So, oh, God, I got to watch out for that. No, I forgot I took off my rubber gloves. It's really, really bad. Let's see if the buns, we're going to have to put more buns in the microwave anyway because we've only got one in there and there's 2 of us to eat. So just go ahead and throw some of these buns in there. Close that, yeah. Okay. How are those beans doing? Oh, God.
They smell bad.
The beans are sparking up pretty bad. Well,
Leave the door closed.
let's see, the beef stew. We're going to try the beef stew right now. Another thing to do with beef stew is you have to heat this up. And, well, you don't really have to heat it up. We'll just, right,
Eat it raw.
It's fine cold. I mean, I've never had any problem eating beef stew cold. And I don't think you will either. It's just a lot easier. Kroger brand is fine. Just go ahead and open it up. And this is real good. Go ahead and do that, Kato, would you please, while I talk some more? I've always found it a lot easier just to, go ahead and use everything cold. If it's easier, do it cold. And if it makes it taste better, at least try and heat it up a little bit. That hot dog is stinking pretty bad. Whew. Get that out of there. See, sometimes some people do like the metal in their beef stew. I just don't. I just try not to have the lid here. So that's what you notice this apron that you can buy. You can get an apron like this for free at Kroger or something. So you just wipe anything you want on it. So I wouldn't really worry about it. Well, we're going to come back after a short commercial break, and I'm going to show you how to make some really nice things for breakfast. What do you think about that? Breakfast?
Breakfast?
Sound good?
I love breakfast.
Green Bay, Wisconsin, 20 below. The last place you'd want to be with the cold, unless you're the Green Bay Packer backers. So we asked them to try Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine.
That stuff just cleared out my head.
Should have found it a long time ago. Got rid of my aches and pains.
Straight up my runny nose. An Alka-Seltzer Plus, that's all I ever needed.
8 of every 10 Packer backers who tried it switched to Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Maybe you should try something else. My dandruff shampoo really works.
Maybe you should try something else, like Selsun Blue. Doctors and pharmacists recommend Selsun Blue more than all other leading brands combined. What that means to you is no leading brand gets rid of dandruff better than Selsun Blue. It's #1.
And like all Selsun Blue formulas, new extra medicated Selsun Blue is for serious dandruff with the ingredients recommended most by doctors.
One of my favorite meals of the day is breakfast. And for some of the breakfast things that we use, oh, thank you. A lot of people like oatmeal for breakfast. I personally think it's real good, and I think either oatmeal or cereal is fine. Just go ahead and use Quick Oats, Kroger brand. Kroger brand, anything that's the cheapest, because you really want to go ahead and just get the cheapest. It's usually the best anyway, because you can save on all that money. First thing you have to do with oatmeal is, well, let me see the directions here. Okay, you have to boil some water. That's what you have to do. Would you get that water for me, please, in a pan? Well, thank you. So you take a pan, and see, I try not to dirty up too many dishes because it's just a lot easier not to. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick some water in here and let it boil. Turn this on. And with the oatmeal, as soon as it starts boiling, you got to make sure you measure out a certain amount for each one. So it says on the thing, it says put 2/3 cup for each serving. Okay, so let's say there's 2 of us, and say that's about, no, it's not quite boiling. You don't really have to have it boil or anything. It's just kind of an extra they put on the package just to see if you'll do it. Just keep sticking some in. I think that's about, each one of these is about 1/3 cup. So if I put 4 in, this would be about 4/3. And go ahead and stir this up a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Don't you think so? Uh-huh.
Real good.
Let's see. Boil for 1 minute. Okay. Would you do me a favor and occasionally stir that every once in a while? So stir occasionally on the pack. So, it's looking pretty good. So while you're waiting for that, you might want to try like a little beforehand thing, and get Kellogg's Corn Flakes. It's always cheaper to buy the ones that are all dented up from Kroger or something. See, like 99 cents. You'd pay what, $1.50, $2 for a regular one? So just go ahead and open it up any way you can, really. And you pour it into some bowls. And, well, see, Kato, milk is getting really high these days, so I think what I'm going to do is put milk in mine, and I'm going to put water in yours because you're just an assistant. Hey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, that's just too bad. Milk. That, a good amount of milk is, you just see the chips here, and the milk should be about halfway up. And any amount of water is fine. So you can use water. If you don't have milk, water will suit you just fine, everything. So, so what we're going to do, stir that up a little bit, make it real good and soggy.
That's the spoon that was used for the oatmeal.
Well, that's fine. So you can use, the best way to do everything is, it's all going to go the same place anyway, and it's going to come out the same place. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the same spoon for everything so you don't have to wash too many things. Go ahead and stir this up a little bit more. It's not really doing very well. Well, that's okay. See, it gets real cloudy. When it gets cloudy is when you can tell that everything is, happening pretty well. Oh, the spoon dropped in there. So stir this up. Not quite soggy enough yet. So go ahead and, it looks all right. Throw some of these off there. You want to try and conserve since you are trying to be frugal. Okay. What I'm going to do now is we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to have a commercial break now. We'll be back in.
More profound than words. Diamonds.
Fuji Videotape presents Tender Moments.
Everyone has a favorite love scene on TV. We'll always have Paris. Oh, Mindy, oh, wow.
Don't worry, Nell. I shall protect you.
Ow, Archie!
Geez, Edith, were you stifled there?
Oh, Kirby!
GPUE, I got a show to do.
I'm going to see my sweetie, Olive.
Whoa, baby, you're the greatest.
Live your favorite love scenes over again on Fuji Videotape and put the good stuff on the good stuff.
We're in the dining room now, and we're going to eat some of the food that we've made today. And maybe you can find some tips on eating, if you want to really find something. Whipped cream is good. What we're going to do is go ahead and start on your breakfast, since it is the most important meal of the day. Well, let's see. It's all right. If you like this kind of thing, it's probably real good. Well, we'll just put the breakfast. We'll just put that aside for a second. The oatmeal didn't turn out really very well at all. See, it's still got the flakes. It's not really all one big thing like it's supposed to be. It's all. You want to try that?
I already tried that.
You don't want to try that at all? Well, okay. So, moving right along from breakfast, we'll try some of the things that we made for lunch. Where are the things we made for lunch? Oh, the pork and beans, that looks good. The metal's kind of singed a little bit from being in the microwave, and you don't really worry about that, but you try and, it leaves little metal flakes inside where the beans are, but you just kind of eat around those. We'll just try these. Well, okay, they're not really that good. So basically what you need to do is just stop the whole thing, and you just realize that you're not a good enough cook to eat by yourself and make stuff on your own. So go ahead and order a pizza. Would be the best way. You use the phone book if you don't know, under P for pizza, but I do this a lot, so I know the phone number. Yeah, I want large pepperoni mushroom. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Cheap Chef. Okay, we're going to have to wrap it up now, and thank you for watching the Cheap Chef.
Worst meal I've ever had. Disgusting.
Chewy, nutty Baby Ruth. Crispy, crunchy, peanut buttery Butterfinger with their great rich taste.
This is it. All four talking heads. David, Tina, Chris, and Jerry on one big new album, True Stories. Can you believe it? You'd better believe it. True Stories contain such immortal classics as Wild Wild Life, Radiohead, Puzzle and Evidence.